I've been doing that all up until May of 23 when I had the amputation. And then I tried to go back to work with the company that I was working for after I got my prosthetic. And they were like, well, you need to refill out an application. We're now Criado, a Dunaway company. So another company came in and bought the company I was working for and kind of didn't really tell them about me or that I was coming back. And nobody told me. They sold. So I was kind of caught off guard. And so when all that happened, we went back and forth, kept going back and forth, when am I going to start? Well, you got to do this, you got to do that. And finally, July 1st, I went to go get medicines, and my insurance wasn't no good anymore. So I called them up, said, what's going on? And they said, well, we want to wish you the best of luck. We're going to move on with somebody else. And it's like, okay, I can still do the job, give me a shot, And needless to say, I was out of work all up until January, and I was able to find work doing the same stuff. Still private locating, but it was for a cable company. I went to work for them. I did put on the application that I have a disability and all that. Had to do, the background, drug test and all that. Went to work for them, and I guess from day one, they kind of realized, whoa, they could see the prosthetic through the pants. And then it was just back and forth with the boss and me, Man, he put me through a lot, like a lot of challenges. I did them all, though. I did them all. But about after a couple of weeks, though, they pretty much, hey, we're cutting you loose, and this is why, for a couple of reasons that are BS, and I'm not really going to go into that, what they accused me of. But pretty much they got rid of me, but it was over the leg, of course. And, that was another setback, and I kind of fell into depression. And then during that time, I've been dealing with this wound and trying to get it healed. And it came about in November of 24, and it's called a pressure wound from the prosthetic. And, the time I came here to Ejere's Wound Care and all that, I was telling him my story, and he told me to start a channel on YouTube and get it out there, that I'm still a human being. I want to work, I realize this is a handicap, but, I can still do pretty much the same that I did before. And so I did that. I did a short video and put it out there. I've had a few, a few hits on it, people seen it, but nothing really, hey, have you tried this or gone here yet, that kind of stuff. So then just thinking about stuff, I've been applying still. I keep applying, and I keep telling them, yes, I have a disability and all that, and but they're not asking me of what type of disability, But, I'm not going to lie. And, but I finally did get a hit back. I do have a job interview coming up on the 24th at 9 o'clock. And, we'll discuss things then, and hopefully, they'll accept everything and realize I can do it. They've contacted all my old bosses, and it's kind of like, the guy that called me up for the interview, I've actually worked for him way back in the past. We kind of don't remember each other, but we kind of do. You know what I mean? So it's kind of exciting. He wants me to come in, and talk with him, so that's great.